Today, I want to talk about the rise and fall of Kamya's character arc. We are officially at the finish line with only one episode left. By now, we have been feeling that bittersweet excitement to see our leads finally get together. Unfortunately, all I'm feeling is a deep sense of dread and dissatisfaction. Honestly, most of us just want to get this over with. So let's look at why this epic romance left us feeling so cold, falling for the visuals. When we first learned about this pairing
Wow.
and saw the initial teasers, we were ecstatic. The leads looked so good together that we couldn't stop pining for them from the start. We expected something legendary between Bilal and Hania, just like the previous hits. The foundation of a high expectation was laid long before the drama even began, which is why the current letdown feels so personal. Inconsistent character development. In a classic love story, we expect a natural progression, the getting to know your face, overcoming obstacles together, and finally, the long waited happily ever after, or at least a meaningful separation at the end if everything goes wrong. But let's look at what we actually got. We had Kamyar, the wealthy, jobless playboy with an alcohol problem, said to be redeemed by the principal, and good hearted Dr. Ira. The first meeting started with a bang, literally, with their custom Cybertruck backdrop. Wow, it looked like the perfect setup for an enemies to lover transition. We couldn't wait for them to fall in love, get married, and live the dream. But then the script happened. We met the toxic ex girlfriend, stayed way too relevant in Kamya's life, and things took a dark turn. Can we talk about how we just casually looked past Kamya burning Ira's car at her home in front of her parents? Did I mention that? In our family or in their culture, this is a massive taboo. Honestly, it's a criminal behavior anywhere. As Ira's father collapses in shock, Kamya just stands in the background feeling guilty. Where was the guilt till now? I had hoped you'd change, but I guess some dreams aren't meant to be. Then Kamya does what any DC hero does when a girl hates him. He stalks her. He follows her around like a puppy, trying to impress her with balloons, sorry balloons, cars. Did I mention he was rich? Ah, somehow he convinces everyone and marries Ira. And then comes a video. The false witness. We all know the wedding drama. Two women obsessed with Kamya framed him. I feel bad that he was drugged. He clearly needs therapy. And those girls belong in prison. But can we show some grace to Ira for believing it? It's not like Kamya had given up his lifestyle. He hadn't sought therapy or stopped partying. He was still hanging out with his ex, which is a disaster waiting to happen in any context. Trust me, it never works. After Ira calls off the wedding, Kamya sinks into another bout of trauma over his parental issues. But here is the thing, he is a grown man. While many parents are imperfect, being mature means finding the strength to break the cycle. That growth is the satisfaction we were waiting for. But all we got was endless brooding, the savior complex. Now, let's talk about Ira's arc. I don't know why we as women love the idea of fixing people, but I really hope we stop. It's an age old lie. You simply cannot change someone's addiction through marriage. Unless it's addressed professionally, it just brings a new set of problems. Kamya needed a therapist, not a good girl bride. She married him for his pure love and his alleged childhood neglect because daddies always know best, right? I was at least hoping to see some respectful communication that could help their relationship grow. But miracles don't happen in Meri Zindagi Hai Tu. Total plot stagnation. My biggest pet peeve, the plot went absolutely nowhere. Ironically, the villains Faria and Kavar were the most consistent characters in the show. At least they had motives and stuck to them. Kamyar and Ayra stagnant. Ira's father wouldn't budge, and Kamya couldn't move past the humiliation of the wedding. That became his only personality trait. He went right back to his old ways, using the wedding as an excuse. Only now with a wife. And that wife, she's trapped in a cycle of guilt, trying to make the marriage work while talking to a literal brick wall. The characters didn't grow at all, except for Kamya's parents, and that is so what is so frustrating. My take, the ending we deserve. It didn't have to be this way. Imagine if Kamya had confided in Ira instead of shut her up. They could have sought counseling and worked on his addiction together through healthy hobbies like hiking or even painting, maybe. A real marriage faces struggles head on. Kamya should have trusted Ira and filed a complaint against Faria. If he had focused on making Ira truly happy, her father would have sensed that joy and eventually come around. The finale showing them thriving with the family would have had us swooning. Instead, we have this whatever this should show us. Conclusion: with only one episode left, I honestly don't care if they end up together. Their love was never strong enough to root for in the first place. I just want to get through the finale and move on. I'm almost convinced our Wattpad fanfic writers could have written a better redemption arc than what we saw on TV, and that says something. But what do you think? Was Kamya's silence justified? Or are you as tired as I am? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel.